It's weird because as you guys were talking, I was just thinking that in the Virginia case, where the governor is now a Republican, and they turfed obviously nearly over a decade of Democratic governors.
How awesome was that?
So good. But then I guess in some regard, having women step up, because obviously the reason that Youngkin won was because he pissed parents off. And then you have a bunch of, emotional women coming in and going, you're not going to fuck with my kids. And then they voted that way in order to protect their children. So I suppose that I will caveat what I just said before and add that it's okay sometimes when women are emotional, because then you end up with governors that aren't, creepy, yucky men that work alongside other creepy, yucky men.
Youngkin's a good dude. And Virginia really is going to lay out the future game plan for the GOP.
I really hope so.
And not just any ordinary GOP, not the rhinos, good GOP, the DeSantises of the world, the Youngkins, and other state legislators that are coming up.
Right, but I was going to say, you see with meritocracy and with women, this is my point, is it, because obviously we have completely different worldviews, and I obviously think we were designed and created. And I think it actually, with this whole society they're making, is sort of like what Peterson didn't allude to, but I wanted to talk to, is this Tower of Babel, this idea of creating everyone as like one, and actually ignoring the fact that there are inherent differences in us that are important to our success. And I mean this thoroughly. Like, it's so funny that as we've gained civil rights and we've have this society of equality between men and women, that everyone's mentally ill now. Everybody's depressed. They've got anxiety. And, especially as we've gotten access to more technology, et cetera, people are less happy. They're not happy. They don't enjoy their lives, which means that we are functioning and living in a way that is antithetical. That includes your diet, that includes exercise, that includes thought patterns, faith, et cetera. We are living outside of the way we are designed. And so, like, when you get in there, it's like, yes, this is why women and men were not supposed to fight each other. We were supposed to be united. We were supposed to complement each other. This is why races were not supposed to be like, this is why they say separate but together and stuff like that. It's like, naturally races segregate. That's not even like, I'm not saying that. That's true. People want to live with like-minded people. At the very basicity of food, even like grocery stores that sell the types of foods that you like, all the way up into literally cultural values and bars and types of things that you and people you want to be around. Even parents of all races usually want their kids to marry within that race. Most parents do, that are maybe not Gen Z because they're not parents yet, but that's actually true. And so in our society, that's what makes me mad. And that's why I get upset, is because it's not because women aren't valuable, or like, that's why, like, as somebody said recently, is I'm sexist. No, I'm not sexist. I just like women more than they do. And I appreciate women enough to be honest about how women are. And I appreciate myself enough to be honest about who I am. And I understand that when we live in this society and we ask women to be leaders, we ask women to be jurors, that's not what they're good at. But it's like, my wife has discernment. She can pick up I meet everyone, and I'm like a dog. Like, I don't just
you're like
we're
a
all friends.
human golden retriever.
That's what I'm saying. And my wife's like,
that's very accurate.
My wife's like, yeah, that person's a piece of shit, and they're probably going to backstab you, and they blackmail people. I can tell they're like a bad kind of person. I'm like, really? I thought they bought me shots on because they liked me. She's like, no, they were trying to get you drunk so that you'd say something stupid, they could record you. And I'm like, I didn't even pick that up. So it's like, women are great, and when a good man and a good woman come together, we're unstoppable. But when we try to compete against each other, that's what the elites want. They want every race mixed together, so we fight each other, so we hate each other, and then we can't talk about the differences. They want the genders fighting each other. They don't want the genders to know who they are. It's all about confusion, destruction, decay, when in reality, like, the people that are against women being on juries and things like that actually love women more than the people who want them to be on juries.